Hello, beautiful souls. Elena Fouché here. All right, should you have a morning practice? Or should you have an evening practice? Or should you practice in the middle of the day? Or should you have a practice at all? These are really good questions, and I feel like there's a lot of reasons to choose certain times of days, certain activities, blah, 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 certain ways of doing it, and I feel like that can get a bit overwhelming. Especially if you're like me and I have a hard time being consistent about anything. The idea that I have to have a morning practice just adds a whole nother layer of resistance to it. So what I'm offering here is let's step back from whether you have a morning practice or any practice at all, and let's look at it actually from the lens, the angle of why to have a practice. Because if you answer the question of why you're practicing, that will help actually the whole rest of it will come out of that. It'll just fall out like dominoes. And if it doesn't, then it won't matter. You'll see. You will understand what you need to do. So what do I mean by this? What I mean is instead of trying to figure out what kind of a practice you should have and when it best suits you, instead, why are you practicing at all? What do you want to get out of it? Right? What are your motivations for practicing? Because most of us, if we're going to bother to practice, it's because we have some goals. Right? Some expectations, some desires, some things that are not happening right now that we know could, or we're pretty sure could, if we practiced. So we want to make space in our day, in our lives, to open up to whatever that is. Okay, so this is the first thing to ask. Why am I practicing? Like, what's the point? And you could have a whole lot of different reasons. It could be, I just want more discipline in my life. It could be, often for me, it's, I'm working on something, and so I want time to open up time to sit with that. It could be, I want to organize my thoughts every day. It could be, I want to relax myself before, so I can go to sleep better. It could be, I want to cultivate a certain mindset or a certain emotional set. It could be, I want moments in my day where I pause and have beautiful moments of pleasure, joy, dancing, movement. It could be, I want flexibility in certain parts of my body. It could be, right? I mean, we could keep going ad nauseum. The point is, connect with your why. Why do you want to practice? So that's the first thing. Why do you want to practice? And then two things. What kind of practice do you know or can you look for that helps you best achieve that? Okay. And then maybe right away you already know, is there a time of day you need to be doing this? So those two questions. So let's first look at, is there a time of day already? Like if I already know that my goal is I want to get organized and clear and centered so that the rest of my day is clear and centered, obviously morning. Or if I'm, for instance, obvious, if I'm wanting to sleep better and I'm wanting to calm everything down before sleep, obviously night practice. If that's not clear to you though, or another one would be if I want dance breaks in the middle of my day or pause breaks in the middle of my day. Okay, obvious. If there's not an obvious moment though, let's really address this other question, which is what are ways that you can practice that'll help you achieve whatever it is? Okay, so think about those. So first question is why. Second is what can I do? What practices do I know that I can do that at? Do that. For, what's the word? Well, anyway. What do I know? Okay, so for instance, if it's I want to get clear today and get everything centered, then maybe it's a meditation practice to really help you come in and center, whatever that is for you. If you want to then organize the rest of your day, maybe it's to sit and have some free writing about the rest of your day. Maybe it's to write down a list of goals. Maybe it's, how do I want to feel today? You know, and sit in that, like cultivate that. I mean, right, there's so many things you could do. So think about that. Why and what do I know that I can do that with that'll help me practice this? And if you don't know, go look it up. My God, there's going to be thousands of ideas. I would suggest to you, though, that you already know something. You probably know something. So start with that, play with that a little bit, and then go look, because otherwise you'll get lost in the, oh my God, there's 50 million things I could do to achieve my why. Okay, whatever. Pick one. Do that. And now we get to this third question, which you may have already answered, which is there an obvious time of day to do that. If it's not obvious from your why, like if your why tells you when to do it, okay, great. But if your why doesn't tell you when to do it, then take a moment and figure out, how often do I need to do this? Does it need to be every day? And if it does, when am I most likely to do it? Am I a morning person? I love getting up early, and I would love to spend, 30 seconds to an hour, however long your practice takes, doing this in the morning. Or, okay, evening. Or, yeah, the middle of my day. Whatever it is, right? Okay, so now that we've got all that, why am I doing it? What am I doing? And when? The next one is, do you need some extra motivation to do it? Do you need some help? If you're like me, I don't stick to anything for too long. I'm really good for about 3 months by myself, and then I'm gone. So, unless if I really want to do it. So, there's a couple of things a lot of things you can do to motivate yourself. Okay, find a buddy to do it with, someone that you can email or just send a text to every day, some kind of voice message or text message, and say, hey, I've done it. This is really nice for those of you, accountability partners. Those are really nice. If you don't have that, can you do an app? A what are those called? Task app. Or even like Insight Timer that'll ring at a certain time every day, something like that. Something beautiful that will help you remember, right? Maybe you can put it into an app. I did it today, or put it on your calendar. I used to put paper calendars on my wall, check it off every day. Give yourself a prize or a present or something healthy and nice that you can look forward to, maybe every day, or at least the end of the week, or whatever, right? Give yourself some kind of motivation. Yeah? Why am I doing it? How am I going to do it? When am I going to do it? Motivation. All right. So do you need a morning practice? How the heck do I know? Do you? I don't know. Have fun figuring it out. Take care. Hope that helps. And I'll see you next time.